Finding the page numbers for your pin sites is easy when you're reading the case out of a reporter you're citing, but we usually use Lexis or Westlaw Prints. So how will you find your page number? Take a look at this example from the Florida case, Giddin v. State, as printed from Lexis. This is what you find at the top of the second page of the Lexis print. This header is your key to figuring out where your page numbers are throughout the print. The first site listed in the header is the site for this case in the Southern Reporter. Notice that the first page is followed by a comma, space, star, and new number. This information tells us that the start of this page of the printout would correspond to page 458 of the Reporter. That is, if you went to the library and pulled volume 613 of the Southern Reporter second series and flipped to page 458, you would find the language that you can see at the upper left column of the printout. Likewise, if you were to go to Lexis and pull this case, the start of this page of the printout corresponds to screen 3 of the case, viewed on Lexis. Now, as you can imagine, the page numbers of the Reporter, screen numbers of Lexis, and the pages of your printout will not perfectly correspond. You may have several pages worth of Reporter printout on just one printout page. That's where those stars come in handy. Every time you see a star followed by a number, closed in brackets, that's a new page in the Southern Reporter. Every time you see the double star number in brackets, that's a screen in Lexis. Let's take a look at an example from the text of the opinion to see how these star pages show up. This is a piece of the Lexis printout for Giddin. Since I know from Table 1 that I want to cite to the Southern Reporter for Florida cases, I'll want to focus on finding the single star pages. Here, in the middle of the paragraph, I've found star 459 inside of brackets. This tells me that any print below this star number and before star 460 would correspond to page 459 of the Southern Reporter. If I wanted to provide a pin site for the idea that the Florida Court of Appeal affirmed the trial court's judgment, I would cite page 459. If I wanted to provide a pin site for the fact that the trial judge made no written findings of fact in the judgment of guilt on the contempt charge, I would cite to page 458, as it appears before the star 459.